Okay, this is my rolling ball sculpture so far. You can see I have the frame put in and I have the ribs put in. I went ahead and built a starting bucket and the start of the track. And right now I'm ready to build a loop. So that's where I wanted to start showing you how to build a loop. So that's what I'm going to start building from right there. I have a flashlight. And this is what I use to build the loop. I'm going to wrap the wire around this flashlight, and that's going to be the height of my loop. So what I want to do is I want to have the drop be about 5 times bigger than my loop. So this is how big my loop is. So I want to figure out the height. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be about right here somewhere. And I'm going to wrap that wire around and have the loop be about right here. Alright. Okay, so first of all what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the track start lining up. So I'm going to go ahead and build that part of it and get it to where my drop is where it needs to be. So you can see I've got my first side straightened out, sort of. I'm going to make a little wider curve. Okay, so that side looks good. And remember, you got to bank it. You got to keep it where the marble stays on the track. So I'm going to have a real high bank and get that marble going real fast so it can make all the way around the loop. Okay, so I'm going to see if that's good. I'm going to drop my marble on it. Okay, so far so good. I'm going to readjust it just a little bit. Okay, how does that look? Okay, that's looking pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and brace that. Got a little wire here. Make a brace. Now again, I make my braces about every 3 inches or so. So there's a brace. And cut it where y'all can see it. And I'm going to bend a little loop on the end. Try to make it a little bit safe. Okay, we want to keep the sculpture straight. Okay, so I'm going to want to bend it to where it comes out a little straighter. Alright, so right about there. Okay. So now I'm going to crimp it down. And I've got a couple of clothespins to hold it in place. You flex it. I've got my propane torch. And there again, I don't want to burn my wall, so I kind of have it aimed away from the wall. Okay, so that's ready. Okay. Now it's solidified, so that's ready to go ahead and flux and solder that part of it. And sorry for bumping the camera. There again, I want to get the copper real good and hot each time. And see how you don't want to have your hand underneath the sculpture like this when you solder. You want to have it over here in case solder drops. You don't want the solder going through your hand. So you kind of move your propane torch to one side and then solder. The other thing is that you want to have a piece of cardboard on the floor because the solder will drop, and you don't want it going into your carpet. Okay, I wanted to show you what it looks like from the front so you kind of understand what I'm doing. Probably from the side angle you don't see exactly what I'm doing. So I just want to go straight down, and I'm not going to cut way out or anything. I just want to make it straight so that it looks good. Okay, so now I have the track about where I can make my loop, and there again I want to make my loop about right here because that's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heights of my loop down. So I'm going to do that. So basically just take a piece and wrap it around, and take another piece and wrap it around. Okay, so now I have a loop. Okay, now the trick is getting my flashlight out. And you can see I have a nice little loop there. You want to make sure that the track separation is correct all the way around the loop. So it may take a little bit of bending. There again, I kind of want my loop a little more so around than I bent it just there, so I'm going to bend it a little higher. Okay, so let's give it a try. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. And you know, we can kind of show you how high that marble is going to go. And you know, when we have a track, there's always, you know, little bumps and you know, ridges as it goes down. So you lose a little bit of power. So you see it comes up to about right here. So it started up here, way up here. It lost a lot of energy there, and it got to here. So we want to figure out, okay, if it goes to there, we probably want to not make it where it's there, make it more like it when it's right here as being the highest it'll go. Because if we go, if we lose, like when we paint it, you're going to get more friction, and you're going to get more friction just by adding stuff, you know, tarnish over time, whatever. So you want to give it a little bit of leeway, so kind of make it a little lower, and that's about where we'll bend it. But that's our loop so far.